Let's talk about all the murmuring bones. So Mirren is the main character, and she just lost her grandfather and then her grandmother. But before her grandmother died, she tried to marry her to her cousin because the family wasn't doing so well financially. And they weren't doing well financially because they were unable to provide a second or third child, I can't remember, to the Mermaids, because they made this deal with the Mermaids a long, long ago. And so they would give them one of their children, and then in return, they would be prosperous. So they've been a little poor. And so the grandmother thinks that marrying Mirren to her cousin, they'll be able to have more children in the same family line, give the second or third children to the Mermaids, and then they'll be rich. Fair enough. But the cousin is kind of an asshole. She doesn't want to marry him. And then she discovers her mother is still alive. So she goes on a journey to find her. So this is very much a heroine's journey type story. But it just didn't do it for me. And part of that is I just didn't really like or care about the main character. This is a story that I should have loved. It had many of the things that I like. I like a hero's journey. I like a little magic. I like some mermaids. I love it when you don't quite know what's going on. I love an estate with some shady stuff that has obviously went down. And at first the main character is like, it's all good. And then they realize that something more sinister is going on. Love it. I love taverns. I love tea houses. I like meeting interesting characters along the road that are supposed to help you along your journey. And some of these meetings I felt were done well, and then some just weren't developed enough. And so everything was a little bit disjointed for me. Also, I'm a big fan of sex scenes in books, and I am a big fan of a sex scene where the woman has agency. But the sex scenes in this book just felt off and kind of like, what does this add to the story? What are we supposed to be gaining here? Why in this particular instance is this happening? It didn't work. I picked this up because one of my favorite authors gave it a really positive blurb, and I'm learning the more that I'm on Twitter and the more that I attend readings that all of these writers are friends and know each other, or they work for the same publishing company. So whether or not my favorite author likes a book or not, it doesn't really mean anything. 3 out of 5 stars because I like the premise. Wouldn't recommend it to anybody else.